Hello everyone, it's Rachna again with the last poem from Flamingo, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, written by Adrian Cecilia Rich. Before we move on for the poem, let's know about the author. Adrian Cecilia Rich was born in 1929 and died in 2012. American poet, essayist, and feminist. One of the most widely read and influenced poets of the second half of the 20th century. She talks about a woman's experiences in her married life. She has tried to explore the inner feelings of a woman who is living under the dominance of men. The first stanza. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright, topaz, denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. The explanation of the above line goes like this. The poet is describing a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She says that the Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. She has designed it with beautiful tigers which are running fearlessly in the green forest. She has described their beauty by comparing them with a precious yellow stone known as topaz. She says that they appear bright yellow in the green backdrop of the forest. They are fearless and they are not affected by the presence of men. Here we can sense the contrast of behavior between the tigers and Aunt. Though the tigers designed by her are fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Further, the poet says that the tigers are proud and fearless citizens of the forest. They are very shiny and elegant. Literary devices, rhyming scheme, AABB, anaphora, use of same word in two consecutive lines, they do not and they pace in. Metaphor, use of topaz to describe the yellow color of tigers, that is bright topaz. In the second stanza, Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. The explanation. Here the poet describes the fear of Aunt Jennifer's towards her husband. She says that while she is doing embroidery, her fingers are quivering, shaking means with fear of her husband. Her husband doesn't approve of her hobby of embroidery. Therefore she trembles while she is embroidering the piece of cloth. It has become difficult for her to pull her needle up and down. Then she describes the wedding ring which was given by uncle to Aunt Jennifer on their wedding day. She says that it is a kind of a burden for her to wear this ring. She has been tortured by her husband so much that the wedding ring, which could have been a beautiful gift for her, seems like a burden to her. She has faced so many difficulties in her married life that the little ring is described as a heavy band on her trembling fingers. This means that the ring is associated with some bad experiences in the form of torture she has faced because of her husband's dominating behavior. Literary device, rhyming scheme again, AABB. Alliteration of word if. Sound is repeated in finger and fluttering. Here goes the last and the third stanza. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordals she was mastered by. The tigers in the kennel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. The explanation. The poet says that one can easily sense Aunt's desire for freedom and fearlessness through her design of tigers. Further, she says that it is not possible for Aunt to achieve this freedom during her lifetime. She will attain it only after her death. But here also, the irony of her life is that still She will be tied up with shackles in the form of her husband's wedding ring. The ring was the sole proof of the torture which she had faced from her husband. On the other hand, there are the tigers designed by Aunt Jennifer, which will always depict her desire of living a fearless life by jumping proudly and bravely on the piece of cloth. Literary device, rhyming scheme AABB. Alliteration of letter P is repeated in prancing and proud. Here we have the summary of the poem. The poet expresses the inner feelings of a woman. Aunt Jennifer, the aunt, is embroidering a motif comprising of energetic, fearless tigers moving freely around the bright greenery. She is living a life of submissiveness to her husband's command. Her acts are dominated by him, and she fears him constantly. This pattern of the free and fearless tigers reflects her inner desire to live a free and fearless life. The tigers are graceful, elegant, and bright. Aunt Jennifer's fingers tremble as she embroiders. She is old, but still fears her husband. She does not enjoy the freedom to do anything as per her wish. She is scared doing the embroidery too, and fears his wrath. Since the day she got married, she has been fulfilling the demands of her husband. The wedding ring on her hand is a contest reminder that she belongs to her husband. The burden of the demanding marriage has exhausted her. The torment will not end until her death. Even after her death, the ring will remain on her hand and she will never be free. On the other hand, the tigers that she is embroidering will continue to move around freely forever. Her desire of freedom and fearlessness will live on through her tigers. A beautiful poem with a lovely gist. That's all. Thank you.